Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to, I guess, an episode of Magic News. Although this is a bit of an interesting one because there isn't really any drama or controversy. This isn't an episode of Magic News about a certain event. This is just something that has been on my mind recently, so I wanted to sit down in front of the camera and talk about it. I was looking at some magic shop websites earlier today, just kind of idle-mindedly scrolling around, not really looking for anything in particular, just generally looking at magic products, as you do. And I was shocked by the sheer volume of promotional images for magic products that are AI generated. This video isn't aimed at any of the creators whose products you saw on screen, by the way. Those were just the ones that I happened to come across. This is really prevalent at the moment. Not just in the magic industry, of course, in every single industry. You don't need me to tell you that. But in our community, the magic community, I haven't really seen much discussion on the use of AI, and so I thought it was important to make a video talking about the magic implications in our industry and community, because recently there was an interesting event regarding Murphy's Magic. Some of you may have seen this. Studio 52, run by Ben Earl, they put out a notice on social media, and, well, I saw it through their newsletter first. Ben Earl wrote essentially a little letter, an open letter, talking about the misattribution of a fictitious quote that Murphy's had used in the promotional material for a product, a new book of theirs. I'm not going to read the whole thing, I'm just going to read a little bit from this so that you get the idea of what Ben Earl's talking about. I am writing to address a concerning matter. In their promotional copy for a new book by John Carey, Murphy's Magic attributed a quote to me, that is Ben Earl, that I did not provide. In fact, the quote in question was entirely fabricated. It was everywhere and yet completely false. I promptly contacted John Carey, who was equally unaware of the origin of the quote. Subsequently, Murphy's disclosed that the promotional copy, including the fictitious quote, was not only generated by ChatGPT, but the copy hadn't been checked before release. Let's just think about this for a second. First of all, Murphy's have used ChatGPT to generate a promotional copy, which, look, I'm not going to dive too much into the ethics of AI. My personal stance, if you want my opinion, is that AI should be used to do the boring jobs so that humans can do the artistic jobs. Why AI is taking away from the fun so that we can do the boring, I don't know. But anyway, that's my personal opinion. So getting AI to write the promotional copy, very interesting strategy for me, personally, not one that I fully get. After all, John Carey has written a book. Surely he can write a little extra promotional copy. Now, of course, I'm just speculating. I don't know that the entire thing was generated by AI. They could, for all I know, have run something that John Carey has written to promote the book through AI, and AI has spat out what it did. But that aside, however it happened, somewhere along the line, ChatGPT has added in a fake quote from Ben Earl into this ad copy. And not only that, Murphy's haven't read over it, and they've just put it on their website, and then that's gone out to all the magic shops. That is crazy. Murphy's are a huge company. Someone surely has read the ad copy for this new book by John Carey. He's not a small creator, he's not a small magician. He's pretty well known. Just give it a read, guys. Just take a minute, read over it, and just check that it's correct. Ben goes on to say, at best, it shows negligence. At worst, it suggests deliberate misrepresentation. Either scenario undermines the credibility of Murphy's promotional efforts. It really does. Even as someone who's worked with Murphy's, this is concerning. This is not good, guys. we can't be glossing over this. How many promotional copies before this one have been written by AI? Well, who knows? There's no way that we can put a number on that, and I'm certain that Murphy's won't know now, because it seems they're not even reading the ad copies that are going out, let alone keeping tally of them. We, as customers of Murphy's Magic, now have to be very cautious and very wary about every single ad copy that we see from Murphy's Magic. Because if they're using AI to write this one and it's coming up with just total rubbish that's not even true, then we have to be very careful about every single quote, every single claim of every recent product. I hope that Murphy's take this as a lesson. Well, firstly, not to use AI, but secondly, at the absolute bare minimum, at least read over what's going out and check that it's factually accurate. But it's not just this one situation that has happened. Like I said, I was scrolling around on a magic shop website earlier today and saw dozens tons of examples of AI-generated imagery being used to promote these magic products, which, like I say, it's not just a magic-centered issue, of course not. This is being used all over the place. The number of AI-generated product images we see nowadays are numerous. I even called that out a little bit in the Peter Turner video on Kickstarter a while ago. I wasn't 100% certain if the image of the book was AI-generated, but to my somewhat in-tune brain with what is AI and what is not, it seemed like that to me. It just looked like an AI-generated mock-up image. I could be wrong about that. One of the worst examples I came across today scrolling around on magic shops was a book being promoted, which I will not say what the book was about. I won't tell you what it was called or use any images of it in this video, but the image was clearly AI-generated, and the ad copy was the most generic thing, just full of buzzwords trying to hype it up, but clearly the AI did not know what the book was actually about, so it was just slop, right? The whole thing was slop. But it got me thinking, like, if that's how you're promoting a book, who wrote the book? If the person couldn't be bothered to write an ad copy, they almost certainly couldn't be bothered to write the book. Are we starting to get AI-generated magic products now? Is that what it's come to? And look, AI is a tool, right? I'm sure some of you watching this love AI and you use it. It's a tool, I get it, but it's a tool that has to be used for the right reason. The other day I had a spreadsheet. I had to enter 900 pieces of information into this spreadsheet. It would have taken me hours, maybe days, right? AI did it in minutes. I used it for that, and I did not feel guilty about that, okay? We've been using computing power and all this sort of stuff for decades. AI is just a little bit more computing power with a little bit of a more scary intelligence to it, and I think we should be using it, like I say, for the boring jobs, to save us time so that we can do the creative things. But we're getting to the point now where AI is creating so much art and so much imagery, like YouTube thumbnails. You know, I'm seeing YouTube thumbnails in the magic community being generated by AI. Get a graphic designer. Hire a graphic designer if you can't do it yourself, if you don't want that to happen. Magic, a few years ago, was in a really bad place when it came to deceptive marketing. And then I feel like it got better. But now with AI, it is getting so much worse. We don't know what's true anymore. And in an art form all about lies, we have to be truthful to each other about our products. So I kind of want to make a pledge right here. I'm not going to be using AI to generate any ad copies, thumbnails, promotional images. That's just not what I think is the right thing to do. When I'm scrolling around on a magic shop website looking for products to buy, I would 100% rather read a promotional ad copy that is written by a human that understands the artistic intention, the purpose of the product, or the content of the book in some way, rather than some AI-generated slop that might be perfect on paper, but also could be completely fictitious. We need to be honest in our marketing so that we can be brilliantly and deceptively dishonest to our audiences so that they can experience the magic. That's the only way that an industry like magic can succeed. Yeah, that is this video, really. Just something that I wanted to talk about, an issue that I see in the community right now that I feel like needs addressing head on. So if you enjoyed this one, make sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. You can subscribe to the channel if you are new, or if you find yourself watching my videos and you are not yet subscribed. Quite a decent percentage of people regularly watch my videos and aren't subscribed, so if you're one of them, I would really appreciate it if you join the channel. And yeah, I will see you in the next one, whatever it is. Until then, take care, guys.